we can honestly and confidently face up to our current problems. Unemployment has increased. The price index continues to rise. Profits have gone down. The stock market has declined. Interest rates are too high. In the decade of the 60s, federal deficits totaled $57 billion, and the American consumer was forced to pay the piper in terms of a rising spiral of prices.
My name is Holiday Johnson, and I am a yoga teacher and filmmaker. I think people moved up here to Mendocino in the 60s and 70s to escape some of the craziness in the cities and to try to start a new culture, a new way of being that was less crazy in the business world and go, 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 and kind of stepping back a bit to some of the roots of what it's like to be a person. When my mother's generation came, when the hippies came, it was sort of a period of turnover. The original settlers were beginning to sell their land because some of their kids had maybe moved away, and they didn't want to carry on the settler lifestyle. But some of the people moving up from the city, that's exactly what they wanted. And so when you came here, you would find a lot of farming infrastructure. You would find the barns and outbuildings. This was a big sheep farming community historically. There were a lot of artists, a lot of musicians, storytellers, a lot of farmers. People were really moving up here to try and live off the land. And so maybe they didn't come here as farmers, but they were learning to become farmers. But a lot of alternative thinking people who maybe didn't fit in the box. My mom used to say this is where all the black sheep used to come to be. It was a little bit chaotic at times as a child because there would be a lot of people coming in and out, especially when they were trying alternative living, commune sorts of arrangements, and there was a lot of partying. So this ranch was founded by my mom in the early 70s, and it was the Back to the Land movement. She moved up here from Berkeley, and a lot of young people were moving up here. Each of the ranches are individual, and some of the ranches did experiment with communal living. They were their own entities, each group kind of experimenting in their own way. And we tried that, the communal living here on the property for a brief period of time. But as my mom came to say, that everyone is there for the harvest, but they're not there for the work. And so the communes really did not continue in this area. To live off the land, that was the ideal, was to come here, to be able to live like the old pioneers, to grow your own food, to live close to nature, to hunt for your deer, to sit around the fire and tell stories, and have a slower, simpler life.
My name is Sally LaSalle Grigg, and I'm the owner and innkeeper here at Howard Creek Ranch Inn. This ranch was built in 1867, or the Howards came in 1867. I made a list of everybody I knew in the country, and there was a man named John that I had dated up here at the commune at Howard Creek Ranch. It was called Yesbury Farms. And I came up here and met Sonny and fell in love, and we bought the place. We got rezoned and fixed up the buildings with recycled wood, and here we are 51 years later. I'm not really sure when it started, late 60s, early 70s. It was falling apart by the time I got here. Its heyday was over. Well, the people that were here in the commune, most of them went back to college, and most of them were dreamers. They had a dream of living in the country and growing organic food and basically getting along. And we had one guy who could not agree, and it was unanimous consent. So when we had a meeting, this one guy was always on the opposite side, which was very frustrating. He kind of broke the commune up, actually. So I had no clue about that we were going to live here the rest of our lives and redo. My dream was to live by myself in the country and to be alone, and that changed fairly rapidly after I met Sonny. I had to get a job because we had to pay the monthly mortgage fees. So I went and got a job for the city of Fort Bragg, and then I worked for the county, and then I worked for Rural Communities Housing Development Corporation, building housing for low-income seniors, primarily. And that paid the bills. Dreams change, and I'm up close to 80 years old, so my dreams are just to continue on with what we've been doing.